We decided to visit Falls Mill today since it's not too far from Thames Ford State Park. And here is the mill. Isn't that cool? Built in 1873. We're about to go inside and get tickets and just kind of walk around for a little bit and see what all is here. This is the inside of Falls Mill on the first floor, and as you can see, this is powering the mill, which we have not gotten to yet, but it's just really cool. And they have, of course, a lot of artifacts from the 1800s and early 1900s. Here's a one-room log schoolhouse that was in the community. So, we'll see some other things along the way also. I'm not sure what all this equipment is, but it seems to be powering the mill. This is the upper deck of the mill area. You can see through those trees over there, there's a little bit of a waterfall. We'll be walking down to see it from below also, but this is really neat. Just look at that beautiful clear water down there. And there's the wheel, and there's another falls right there. Falls Mill, how about that? We're on the second floor of Falls Mill now, and there are some really cool things. I guess you would call that the old Victrola right there, honey. Is that what you would call that?
Yeah.
And that looks like some kind of grinder. Old radio. They have some jewelry for sale. Ooh, they have some cool rocks.
Player piano.
Yes, indeed. There's a player piano. We can actually put a quarter in and listen to music. You got a quarter?
No, I don't have any change. If I'd have known this was here, I'd have brought some.
There's an old television. Oh, and the old school desks. They have some books for sale. And some toys. An old ironing board, an iron. I have my grandmother's old iron that was actually oil powered. I guess kerosene. There's one of the old cabinets that had the sifter inside. My maternal grandmother had one of those. Probably my paternal grandmother too. There's some washboards and a wringer washer. Some more school desks. And then inside this room, there's some of the equipment for fabric, power loom. Here's some llama hair, some cotton, silk, and dog hair. There's a spinning wheel. Here's another loom. Wow, just all kinds of cool stuff up here. There's a broad loom. And there's another room over here. There's a lot of pictures. Oh, wow. this equipment. And we still have power going to the mill. Goodness. There's an old knitting machine. Card setting machine. Fly shuttle loom. Yarn creel back there. Isn't that neat? Look at this fabric. And more looms. And more stairs to the 3rd floor. Now we're on the 3rd floor and the last floor of Falls Mill. And on the wall, this is what they're calling early graffiti, placed there by residents of Falls Mill community between 1885 and early 1900s. And I guess there was a lot more before they covered it up, but this wall they left. And then there's more machinery. Johnson and Bassett's spinning mule. And it goes just all the way the length of the building, all of these machines, or perhaps that's one machine? And it looks like there might have been more graffiti on this back wall. This is called a ring twister. And this is called a skein wander. A hank press to compress the skeins of yarn. And Mike is in heaven right now taking pictures of all this cool stuff. He loves it. This is a beautiful log cabin. I don't know if this is where the owners live or not, but it looks like it would certainly be a wonderful place to stay, to live. And then here is another view of the mill from this side. It is so neat. Well, this tells more about this building, this log cabin. It was a Stagecoach Inn, and it was built near Elora, Tennessee in 1836. This is the parking lot. There's the public restrooms, and this property on the other side of that fence does not belong to Falls Mill. That is some other private property. But this is the blacksmith shop, and this is an old corn crib and carriage house. Here's the back side of that Stagecoach Inn. Look at that porch. Oh my goodness. That is just such a nice deep area. And guess what? Guess what the view is for somebody sitting on that porch? Check it out. The Upper Falls. I could sit on that porch and look at these falls for an extended period of time. Just look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. There's also a picnic table with a large family or friend group enjoying lunch, so I'm trying to not put my camera over there for privacy purposes. But my goodness, this falls is just fabulous. Now we're down below the back. We're at the back side of the mill, but check this out, how cool. And straight ahead is a spring house and floodplain. This area is prone to flooding in times of heavy rain. And then there's just a really nice little sitting area and a picnic table and azaleas and plants, and then the lower falls, the back of the mill with the wheel. Isn't that absolutely stunning? And the water flows on. Let's just walk down here and get a better, closer view. These steps. Oh, I love this. This is definitely worth a trip. If you're, like, say, you're going somewhere on Highway 64 between Fayetteville and Winchester, it's an easy enough detour to stop in and visit Falls Mills. I should say Falls Mill. There's only one mill. Anyway, I could sit here for hours. It's just so nice. Here are 3 more picnic tables farther down from the others, just beside the stream. And I'm kind of hungry. Sure wish I had packed a picnic lunch, because this would be the perfect spot to enjoy it. Oh! There's even more picnic tables farther down. I can see a concrete one through the trees. Wow. Just wow. You could bring a large group of people to this. Bring a picnic and tour the mill and the grounds, and then enjoy this beautiful water while you have lunch. And now we're a little farther down the lane. There's another little stream coming downhill, and this nice bridge that crosses the stream. Oh man, wouldn't that be refreshing to just kind of wade around in on a hot day? Not today, it's not hot enough. But it's certainly nice and pleasant. And then check this out. There's a covered wagon. There's several more picnic tables under this little shed. Looks like it's a favorite place for some kind of birds. Or some kind of animals, I don't know what. Anyway, this covered wagon was built in Owensbury, Kentucky, probably in the 1920s or 1930s. The bows and canopy were made by Amish wagon builders in Etheridge, Tennessee. Just beautiful, serene area. As we're on the way out of Falls Mill, I wanted to stop and get a picture of this, probably a little church building at some point. It looks like it's in the process of being restored right now, so I don't want to get too close to it. And then this is their bed and breakfast, which you can rent. And I saw a video of the inside of it. It's a cute little cottage. And then of course down there is the back of the blacksmith shop, and in the distance is the mill.